Okay, so we are recording for English 115 High Flux course. Let me get to our Moodle page because that's kind of the base of where I'm going to start. And I'm going to sit down because for whatever reason the camera is kind of focused low. Good morning, good afternoon, sorry. I say good morning, but it's really afternoon. So I'll sit down for a minute while I talk at you. Normally I stand and walk back and forth and I forgot to tell you, those of you coming in person, no problem. Go ahead and just print your name and then initial next to it, please, on the sheet. And you don't have to do it right now. I just don't want you to leave without doing that today. And I'll talk about why I need you to do that in a second. So for those of you either watching virtually or watching this recording later or in person, whatever, it's all the same. My name is Professor Shirey, S-H-I-R-E-Y. It is pronounced Shy. Let me write it on the board. I'm going to write the pronunciation. This is not how it's spelled. It's spelled S-H-R-E-Y. It is pronounced shy, like I'm a shy little girl, which I am not, and re, long E, okay, Shirey, okay? I enjoy it when you pronounce my name correctly. I work really hard at pronouncing everybody's names correctly. I'm not always successful, but I will work at it. Names are important. So correct me if I mispronounce your name. That's the only way I'm going to learn, is if you make me say it correctly until it gets in my brain. Now keep in mind I have a lot of students, and so I may not remember the first time. You may have to remind me more than once, okay? All right, that's who I am. This class is English 115. It's critical reading and writing, which means we're going to look at test taking strategies, some study skill stuff, and we're going to do some basic introduction to writing, including MLA document design and format, okay? This is a high flex class. High flex means you have a choice. As I said before, think of it as an online class with the bonus options of attending in person each week and or attending virtually each week. For those of you who were just coming in, you might have missed when I said I do record each week. I record the lecture. Now this particular one is going to be long because it's our first session and we're all kind of getting to know each other, right? Normally I will only record the quote unquote lecture portion in which I'm talking about content. Okay. But for people who are not here, they might not know what's going on. And I want them to hear everything. So it'll be a longer recording than normal. Normally the recordings are maybe 30 minutes at the most. Because I don't record everything. I only record content lecture. Okay. Let me see here. What else do I need to talk about? Oh, okay. So let's talk about the attendance and why I make you sign in, all that kind of stuff. So to start, for this particular class, attendance, physical in-person attendance, virtual attendance, they are not part of your grade. Participation is part of your grade, but not attendance. Attendance is a physical button seat, right? So I get students ask me, why do you have to sign in? I'll tell you why. Because we are required by the college for safety reasons, whatever, to have an accounting of who is here physically in the building and where they are. The big reason is like if there's ever a fire or a drill or, you know, heaven forbid, some kind of tragedy event type thing, we have to have an accounting of who was in particular spaces, so they don't miss anybody. You know, if there's a fire, they got to come in and rescue. They want to make sure they didn't miss somebody. So that's what that's for. It's a safety thing. What you will see on Moodle in attendance, because I have to record attendance, that's required for financial aid and a bunch of other things. What you're going to see is you're going to see three categories. One is in person, which means you came physically, you were there physically. Two, virtually, you attended virtually by streaming. Or absent, which means you did not attend virtually. I'm sorry, before I go to absent, the third option is online. So online means you did not attend virtually, you did not attend physically, but you did do all the work and meet the due dates within that module. So, and that's fine. The bottom line is as long as you are meeting due dates and submitting and participating in Moodle, the physical attendance, either virtually or in person, is not a big deal. The fourth option you're gonna see is absent. Absent means you did not attend in person, you did not attend virtually, you did not complete the modules online for that week, the assignments within the module. So if you are not checking into Moodle, you're not doing work on Moodle, that is where you're gonna hit the, that's where it's gonna hit absence. And we have to keep a record of that for financial aid and a bunch of other reasons. Like I said, it does not affect your grade. But what I have found is students benefit from either the in-person, the virtual, and the farther you get behind, the tougher it is to stay current and to get back on track. So try to stay on time, try to stay with it right away. If at any point during the semester, especially in the first couple of weeks, you experience an issue or you have questions or concerns, go ahead and sign in for me right there, just put your name. Reach out to me. So how can you reach out to me? Well, number one, I am physically here on campus Mondays and Tuesdays, about an hour before our class time. And my office, by the way, is right up here in the front and it's got my name on it. So look for that. Or you can, if you look on our Moodle page, I have Zoom links every day listed. So for example, I met with a lot of people today. There was a lot of questions. All you have to do is click on that link on the proper day and time, and I'll be in the Zoom room and we can chat live, okay? So it's wherever your comfort level is. I'm only on campus Mondays and Tuesdays as a general rule. I'm on campus other times, but they're not always set days and times, okay? You can also email me. Raise your hand if you do not know how to email using your college account. Okay, so whether you know it or not, everybody was assigned an email account through Gmail through the college. You want to get very familiar with that because that's the primary mode of communication, both from the college and from me. I'm going to quick show you. Hopefully, I don't have anything big. So you can see on Wired, when you log into Wired, right up there, it says email. You just click on that, and that is your SWMISH email. Your email account is almost always your first initial, last name, and then sometimes it's a number after it. Depends if you have a very common last name or not. So like if you are Angie Brown, it would be A Brown at, and they always end at swmish.edu. So you can see this is what the email looks like. It probably looks like your email at your house. However, the caveat I need to give you on this is when you email me, you always need to email from your SWMISH account. This is for privacy purposes. I'm only allowed to communicate information about you with you, not anybody else, for about a bunch of other reasons. So if I get an email from a strange account, I don't answer it. It goes straight to spam. So maybe you have a private email of, I don't know, gsmith@hotchicks.com, right? And you send me an email saying, hey, when is this due? Whatever assignment due. You're not going to get an answer from me because it went to my spam. I filter out anything that's not SWMISH. It has to be the official. Why do we do that? Because that's the only way we can verify that it's really you. Now, if you share your email with other people, that's on you. You broke confidentiality, not me. But when you email me, if you email me from the SWMISH email address, that is how it's verified that it's you for me. Okay, so just be aware of that. The other part I want you to be aware of for me, I always answer email, always. I will never leave you hanging. And I'm usually very fast. So if you don't get a response from me, double check, did you send it from the SWMISH account? Because it went in, Before I talk at any other areas, let's just go ahead and start introducing ourselves. I don't know, let's make this as painless as possible. I want your name, and I would like you to share first and last name this time. And I don't know, what's something fairly easy for you to share that's not horribly uncomfortable?
What did you get for Christmas?
Oh, okay, there you go. What was the best Christmas gift you got or whatever? How's that? No? Something positive. Let's go. I want positive. Something positive associated with the break. So if you don't do Christmas, a lot of people don't celebrate Christmas. Maybe you did something else positive over the break. Okay. And when I say break, I mean from the time from Thanksgiving until now. How's that? Oh, there you go. Name one positive thing between Thanksgiving and now that you want to share. I don't care what it is. It can be the best Christmas gift. Maybe you celebrate Hanukkah. Maybe it was a Hanukkah thing. I don't know, whatever. We don't need to get into it. You know, there's lots of different cultures. Okay. But I want your name and I want to associate with you. Okay, connect. Good, bad, ugly? Doesn't matter. We're going to do it anyways, right? Okay. How about I start? I always start on this. I always gravitate to the right. So I'm going to start totally with the left. And I always start in the front. I'm going to go all the way to the back. Back left corner, it's your lucky day. Go ahead. Super loud because I'm an old lady and I have bad hearing. We all have masks on.
My name is Madison Cannon.
I'm just going to interrupt you. Madison? Okay, Madison, thanks for being here. Go ahead.
And I got to see my nephew.
Oh, that's always fun. Was it enjoyable for you? How old are they?
How old is he?
Sorry.
He was born January 6th.
Oh, so they're a newbie, man. Yeah, they can't talk. They're good. As they get older, they'll turn on you. But that's fun. It's a nephew too, so you can walk away. Hi, Angel. We're just introducing ourselves. I'll get to you in a minute. Okay, next after Madison.
I'm Deb Williams, and I got a puppy for Christmas.
No way. And you consider that a good thing? Oh, you know what they say about puppies? They grow up to be dogs. Oh, they're high maintenance. I love my dog. I have a dog, Darla. You'll hear about her when I do announcements because I usually, when I communicate with you each week, there's usually something that Darla did I thought was adorable that I have to share. But yeah, I mean, puppies are fun. Housebreaking is not fun. Yeah. Thanks for being here, Deb.
I'm Jackson Kaufman.
Hi, Jackson.
My favorite thing, I guess taking in my first Bears game at Soldier Field.
Oh, that's a sporting event. Oh, good. For you, it's fun. For me, it's a
Well,
nightmare.
that was my dad's birthday game, but it was.
Oh, that's a good way to
Yeah.
celebrate if you like this stuff.
Yeah.
Like I said, sports are great. I hate them, but you know, if you like them, yeah, that was the best. That would be my idea of torture. Go ahead.
My name is Gage Camp, and I think the best thing that happened for the break was watching Spider-Man.
Oh, was the new movie out?
Yep.
Oh, now this is a different. This is not the Toby guy, right? I forgot the actor's name.
It's Tom Holland.
Okay, was he good?
Yep.
Ooh, it's like Bond. You know, they change the actors sometimes, and oh, good. Yeah, I'm a big Spidey fan. When my nephew here, I'll wait. I'll share my story later. Oh no, it's applicable right now. When my oldest was a little whiffet, and again, this is 100 years ago, right? Because I'm an old lady. There wasn't all this stuff out there with Spidey movies and Marvel, whatever. And he was such a huge Spider-Man fan, and you just could not find it. He loved Spider-Man so bad, whatever. We got him a Spider-Man, I had to order it, a Spider-Man Halloween costume, right? And he would dance across the, hop on the couch to the chair, whatever. He's like, you can just call me Spidey Mom. You know, I'm like, oh man, that was the best $30 I ever spent just to have him be fun. Okay, you don't care because that was part of my personal life, but oh well, it seemed relevant. Big Spidey fan. Okay, let's see if I can remember. Madison, Deb, Jackson, Gage. Okay, excellent. All the way down.
Michelle Vassos.
Michelle?
Yes.
Okay, Michelle.
Probably just spending time with the family.
Yeah, again, your idea of a good time, that's wonderful. Families can go both ways, can't they?
Yeah.
We love spending time and oh man, we're happy to have a little time apart. Yeah, good. Okay, Michelle, right? Okay, next to Michelle.
My name is Damian Whitman,
Damien, am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
Okay, Damien.
and I worked the whole break, so,
Ah. So do you enjoy where you work?
yeah.
Okay, well, that's a bonus, because if you enjoy where you work, that's good. The other positive is you got money in your pocket. I mean, you can't sneeze at that, man. You gotta buy some mac and cheese or whatever your favorite food is, I don't know. So good, and it's good that you're employed. I mean, there's a lot of people out of work that can't work, so that's good. Michelle, Damien,
My name's Angel Wren,
okay, Angel,
and I guess the best part for me would just be spending time with my kid.
oh, that's
I
nice.
have a 3-year-old.
Oh, yeah, they're still fun at that age. They're good. They don't turn on you till older, preteen, teens. Yeah, oh, terrible twos are
Those are
rough.
terrible ones for me, I swear.
Oh,
Really
yeah, they start
was.
early. Well, that's good. The 3, they can talk, you can articulate, you can kind of reason with them. Yeah, my grandkids are 4, soon to be 5 and 7. And yeah, unfortunately, they have a mind of their own. Holy cow. Okay, I'm practicing. Madison, Deb or Deborah?
Deb.
You're okay with Deb? Madison, Deb, Jackson, Gage, Michelle, Damien, Angel. Okay, I'm gonna go all the way down.
My name is Juanita Carretero.
Juanita?
Yeah.
Am I pronouncing it at least close?
Close.
Okay, I know, do I have to roll the R, Juanita?
No, there's no R, just my last name.
Okay, so Juanita, I mean, that's the American, you, whatever. I call it old lady accent. Hi, come on in, go ahead and put your name right there.
This is English 115, right?
It is.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect, thank you. Go ahead, Juanita, what was a positive?
Positive, attended my friend's graduation.
Oh, really, where'd they graduate? I mean, like high school, college, kindergarten?
University, MSU.
Holy cow, that's a big one.
Yeah.
Wow, and you went in person?
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, because a lot of them are going, virtual.
Yeah.
So very cool. Go them. Man, 4 years. Was it a 4-year degree? Bachelor?
I think bachelor's.
Yeah, that's a big one. So good for them. Hopefully it inspired you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Juanita, go ahead.
My name is Jarrell Williams.
Jarrell?
Yep.
Again, am I pronouncing it right? Correct me if I'm.
You got it right.
Okay,
Best thing that happened to me, I went to the Cardinals Lions game, and the Lions won.
yeah, my husband was at that game. Again, you like sports? Oh no, I lied. He was not at that game. He went to the Red Wings instead. Sorry. If you love the sporting events, probably great. Especially if the Lions win, because it doesn't happen very often, I'm told.
It was their first win.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't even know what to say. I'm glad you had a good time. Okay, go ahead.
My name is Derek.
Derek,
Yeah,
am I pronouncing that right? Okay.
I was working the whole break.
You were working too.
I don't like my job.
You don't, you don't have quite the positive that Damien did, huh? Okay. Well, so it's not a positive experience then. Something positive that happened to you between Thanksgiving and now. It can be anything.
I'm working. Real, I don't do.
Okay. You didn't go see like a movie? Did you watch a good show? Did you get a new significant other? No, nothing. You got nothing for me. Well, I guess let's put a positive spin on it. You got money in your pocket, right? And you're physically able to work. You weren't down with COVID. Okay, 2 thumbs up. We'll move on. Hey, Derek, go ahead. We're sharing our name and one positive thing that has happened to you or that you got between Thanksgiving and now.
My name is Jeffrey.
Jeffrey?
Yeah, Jeff.
Jeff, okay.
I ain't gonna lie, I was working for real too. I ain't really doing it. I was just doing money.
Well, that's okay. Do you like where you work?
No.
See, this is not a positive then.
I mean, I'm
Positive.
just there for the money. I don't know.
Okay, so let's put a positive spin. You got money in your pocket, which is nothing to sneeze at right now. Being employed and having money in your pocket are 2 positives because so many people can't work because of COVID or they lost their job or whatever. So, okay, Jeff, we are gonna go with a positive spin. Okay, let's see how many of you can remember. I'm working on this. Madison, just wave at me. Deb. Jackson, Gage, Michelle, Damien, Angel, Juanita. Don't help me. Jarrell?
Yeah.
Ooh. Derek? Jeff? Okay,
My name is Kyla Medina,
okay, Kyla? Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes.
Okay.
and I went to Texas to visit with my family.
Aw, again, family can go both ways, but I'm assuming you enjoyed that time. Good, excellent. Okay, next to Kyla. Ooh, you gotta be way louder. I have the old lady ears, sorry.
My name is Renard, and I don't have a problem.
Okay, Renijah, am I pronouncing it right? I got it right the first time? That's like a miracle. Renijah? Okay, Renijah, you gotta give me a positive. No negative Nellies. I don't care what it is. Nothing positive happened to you between Thanksgiving and now. You're just living in a cesspool of mud and no. Ooh. No. Think of one positive thing. Are you working? Did you have COVID at all between Thanksgiving and now? Woo! There's your positive. I have stayed healthy from Thanksgiving until now, right? So if I was gonna pick something for you, see, this is what happens when you don't share. I stay on you longer. You notice that? People that want me to move on, fast answers. I gotta pronounce your name again though. Hold on. Raija? No. Say it again.
Renard,
Renijah. Okay, Renijah. If I was gonna pick a positive for you, I'm gonna ask you a question, it's super personal. You have beautiful hair. Did you go get your hair done between Thanksgiving and now? It's beautiful. There you go. There's a positive. I got my hair done. Looking the fashionista. You can see I make no effort with mine at all. Okay. Renijah. Am I pronouncing it right? Make sure you correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. Thank you, Renijah. I'm glad you stayed healthy between Thanksgiving and now. All right. Next to Renijah.
I'm Ava.
Ava.
Yes.
Okay, Ava.
I just worked the entire time as well.
Yeah.
Didn't really have the positive.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I'm seeing a pattern here. No, Ava. There's gotta be something positive between Thanksgiving and now that happened. Did you have COVID?
I didn't have COVID, that was my positive.
You stayed, that's why I stayed healthy. I did not have COVID between Thanksgiving and now. You're good. Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna take it, Ava. Okay, next to Ava.
Dylan Peterson, I was in one of your classes.
Yeah, I recognize you, Dylan.
Yeah, and I went to Myrtle Beach for a week.
Oh, see, when you share crap like that, we get all jealous. That's awesome.
There's
That's
70
awesome.
degrees over there and I hate it here.
Yeah, amen. Was there a college in Myrtle Beach? I'm telling you, I've been looking for colleges in Florida. I'd like to teach in Florida. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. Yeah, Dylan, I recognized you. Yeah, we'll chat after if you want. I don't know why. I thought you were in 103, but I could have been wrong. So, Angel, go ahead and share. Can you share? You're muted. Go ahead and unmute. Oh, it's okay to be late. Oh, your microphone doesn't work, so you can't share. Gotcha. Okay, Angel, you can't share. She did a message in chat. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So I get it, your microphone doesn't work. So just a heads up, if you end up joining virtually, you're probably gonna wanna make sure your camera and microphone work. It's not required, but you know, it just helps interaction is all. But thank you for joining us, Angel. Okay. Before I go in and kind of talk at you about things with this class, et cetera, do you guys have any questions for me or concerns for me about either the class or my structure or just in general that I can help you with? Yeah, go for it, John.
Do we have to get a book for this class?
We do. Can I manhandle your thing again, Paige? It looks like this. There is a required textbook. It's this textbook. It is available in the bookstore. You can get it there. But you can buy it from anywhere. You're not required to get it through the bookstore. The number one question I get from students is, do I have to buy it? Here's my answer. I make assignments that are required reading out of it. You will have quizzes that are related to content within it. So that's your choice, right? So I don't make anybody do anything. But I can tell you I've had students who have engaged in the course without buying the book and they're not as successful as those who bought the book. Buying the book won't get you anything. You actually have to read the stuff too, just an FYI. Okay, does that help? Okay, excellent. My advice is, as I said earlier, buy the cheapest round you can. Or rent it, it's up to you. Good, bad, ugly? Any other burning questions, concerns, even if they're not burning? General curiosities? Oh, are you just like not a curious bunch? You're just old hat. You heard everybody else's classes. You got nothing for me? I cannot believe you don't have a single question for me. I don't know if I'm like encouraged or appalled.
I got a question.
Go, yes!
Why did you become a teacher?
What, oh, yeah, who cares? That's not related, of course, I got it, but that's a good one on a personal level, thank you. I'm gonna teach because I like people, as a general rule, I like people, I like interacting with people, I like connecting. I like most of the world, COVID's been rough, because we've done everything virtually for the last couple semesters. But, I genuinely, so I like making connections with students in particular, and so my hope is that, we will have a good relationship during our course time on your learning journey together, and that students will say hi to me and come talk to me. I have students that come visit me in my office that are not my students anymore. They came out of the class, but they still come and say hi. We still enjoy talking. I like hearing about your life. I live vicariously through you because you're young and I'm old. I have no life. I'm a pretty boring person. So I live vicariously through all of your cool things, but I enjoy people, bottom line. And I enjoy helping others. Does anybody have any, I'm happy to answer all kinds of questions about my personal life, because like I said, I'm boring, but do you have anything related to class content or anything? Go for it, Damien.
What did you do positive during the break?
Oh, go you. Oh, turn it on me, turn it on me. All right, what did I do? I took a serious technology break away from the computer and did some serious sewing. I like sewing. And so I don't like clothes, that kind of stuff. I make purses, bags, wallets, those kinds of things, totes, kind of things. So I did just binge sewing, and that was awesome. Just totally awesome. Yeah, go for it. Derek.
Okay, you saying someone like needle.
Yeah, no, I hate hand sewing. I do machine sewing. Like I have a sewing machine. Pardon my French, I have a kick-ass sewing machine. It cost more than my first car. I finally paid it off. I was on the payment plan for 1,000 years. Paid it off, but it lets me do all, it sews, just regular sewing. But yeah, purses, totes, and backpacks, those kinds of things, I do them all on my, just a regular sewing machine. But it's not a singer. Let's leave it at that. Yeah, go for it.
What college did you attend?
Oh, really? What is this? What is all this with the personal? You don't even care about the class. I attended a couple of them. So my undergraduate, if you guys don't know what that means, bachelor's, that's undergraduate. Anything BA and lower, like if you graduate out of here, you'll have an associate's. That's 2 years. And then the next level is bachelor's, which is 4 years. And then there's master's, which is 6 years. And then the doctorate, which is usually 7 to 8, depending on what program you're in. No, they don't do them all right here. There's associates and they stop. Although we have a great program with Ferris to do your bachelor's part here. It costs you like half the money. It's really a good program. So my bachelor's, I came out of Aquinas College up in Grand Rapids. My master's, I completed at Western Michigan University in Kalamazoo. And then my second master's, because you can never have it. IU East. It was because I did it all online. Yeah, when you find in academia, most people have lots of, or I should say higher. Nothing about the class, nothing about the structure, nothing about what you're gonna do. Okay. Well, I'm gonna talk at you because I think there's things you should know, whether you may not know what you don't know that you need to know. Okay, good, bad, ugly. So let's start with the Moodle page. All things Moodle. If you don't take anything away from today's talk or lecture, Moodle is what you need. That's the base. Okay. I have preloaded our Moodle page hopefully to make it as user-friendly as possible. And if you have not gone into the Moodle page, you need to. You need to get in there, okay? Everything is built, with the exception of the textbook, everything you need, resources, submitting assignments, instructions, all this is always gonna be on Moodle. Now, in addition to that, I'll talk about it in class, those kinds of things, I'll go over things. But the reason I did that is because of COVID, obviously. You know, you may or may not be able to come to each of the classes. And I want you to be able to still continue with work, even if you don't come in person, right? So I guess we should start there. And we already have people out today with COVID. So if you get quarantined for any reason, or if it's just Michigan, bad weather, driving, whatever, stay on top of it with Moodle. That will keep you current in the class. Do not assume that because you're not in class or that you don't check into Moodle, the world stopped for you. The world in the class moves on. I open a module every single week. So module 1 is this week. We'll talk about due dates, but as a general rule, everything's usually due Sundays by midnight. Okay. If you've not already done so, on our Moodle page, you want to go to the Start Here course orientation. And in Start Here course orientation, you can see I gave you a welcome message. Watch that video. There's the syllabus if you want to read through it. The course map just tells you how things are linked. There are some tutorials if you want. They're not required. If you watch the video, I give you a lot of information on this, so I don't want to talk too much about it. So watch the video, make a decision of how much of this stuff you're going to read. But the required are 2 things. This one and this one, there's 2 lessons. You need to engage with those lessons and complete them. So if you can see, like, this is, you read the stuff and then click for the next page. And I have questions. So I have stuff you need to read, and then I ask you a question, usually, is what's going on there. Once you get it all the way done, you just submit. It'll give you an automatic grade. Go in and do the other one, same deal. Read. And then not every page has questions, but I have questions throughout the lesson. All of the questions are related to information that's contained within those pages. You can go back and forth in the pages. So if you are reading and you want to go back and change your mind, you can, until you submit at the end. When you submit, the grade is automatically calculated and it'll post to the gradebook. So you have to get both of these done right here before module 1 will open to you. So done means you have gone through and read every page and answered every question. If you skip a question or don't answer a question, it will not post the grade and it won't do it for you. Module 1 will not open, okay? So once you've done that, module 1 is now visible to you. It will not be visible to you. You can see it's restricted. It's not available until you've completed that starting information lesson and you've completed the technologies lesson. I'll give you a heads up, neither one of them are difficult. And everything's right there. It should be, in theory, an easy A for you for both items. I did not design them to be difficult. They're designed to get you to be participating. This is my measure. Are you participating in the class? Are you engaging with the Moodle page? Okay. So once module 1 opens to you, all the modules are set up the same. They're very familiar format. I always start with some type of overview. Now, 9 times out of 10, it's a video. But sometimes I'll just type stuff in there, okay? A list of objectives, and then the task list. The task list tells you the things you need to do for this module. I always have resources for you. The resources could be Word documents, or they could be videos, they could be YouTube items. The resources are geared to give you help in order to be able to complete the activities or graded items, okay? Graded items are always contained in activities and assignments. That's the only section that has items that are graded. All the other items are there for your assistance to help you as a resource or whatever. The activities and assignments, those are graded. That's where the grades get posted. So to see them, you just click into them. When you click into them, it'll be very important you read everything. Okay, and read it accurately so that you meet the criteria. And I'm going to talk about this in a second. When you click into them, it not only gives you instructions, but sometimes it'll have a file. So like right on this one, on the email one, you can see I tell you stuff up here. I also have a video talking you through the instructions, but then I also have a file if you just want the written version of instructions, right? And it always includes the due date. So on every single assignment, I'll always have the due date. So how do you know when things are due? You look at the assignment. As I said before, as a general rule, all modules, everything in them are due on Sundays at midnight. Now, the exception to that will be discussion forums, and I'm going to kind of show you this. In Moodle, in discussion forums, it only lets me set one date. So what you're going to see at the bottom is you're going to see due Sunday, January 16th. But if you read the instructions, I always tell you your post is due on Wednesday by midnight. Replies are due by Sunday at midnight. So what that means is you need to post into the forum by Wednesdays, and then you have up until Sundays to do your replies. Now, you can do your replies before Sunday. I mean, if you want to post and then also reply on Wednesdays, that's fine. But you are not allowed in discussion forums to reply until you have done your own post. So you can't reply and then do a post. And if you reply and you don't do a post, you'll get 0 credits. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, and I'll talk about this in detail in a second here. I just want to go over kind of an overview. So that's kind of an overview. And in fact, I don't want to confuse you because I'm showing you teacher view right now. Let me go to student view to be a little less confusing for you. So right now you look at module 1. Oh, it probably won't let me in. Gosh darn it. It's because I didn't do the thing. Sorry, I guess we're not doing student view. Okay. All the modules are set up the same. You're going to see that format. Every module opens. I physically open every one on Sundays. Now, this week is the exception. I opened everything early, sent you an announcement because you had to do the start here before you can get access to module 1. I wanted to give you a little extra time if you want it. But every Sunday, you will get an announcement from me. I send it via email and it's in Moodle, telling you the next module's open and maybe a recap of what we covered, that kind of thing, just some general information. I try to limit what I email you or send you as an announcement. I don't want to clutter up your email box, but be aware, I do the announcements every single Sunday. So what you'll see is Sunday mornings as a general rule, you'll get an announcement from me saying, hey, by the way, module, whatever's open, next module's open. Recap, don't forget, these things are due by midnight. And I don't really have a set time. I try to do it as early as possible, but basically you're ending one module, starting another on Sundays. The old modules never go away. I do not hide them or take them away. Once I open it, it's open to you for the entire semester. Questions or concerns so far on, modules or Moodle? How many of you got an announcement from me in your email? Okay, better question. You got the announcement whether you know it or not. How many of you read the announcement I sent you via email? Okay, good. So here's the thing with the college arena, in particular my class. I send you stuff in email. I send you stuff, I post things on whatever. You need to read it. You need to go in and get it. You cannot tell me I didn't get it in my email because you got it. The other word of advice I will give you is you need to check it often. How often do you think you should be checking your email? Anybody want to give me yeah, go for it. What do you think, Madison?
2 to 3 times a week.
No, wrong answer.
Every day.
Every day. You should check your email every single day. Successful students check their email twice a day. Why? Because you might need to catch something. So if you think about it, you should just have a routine. Check your email in the morning, check your email in the evening. But if you don't want to do it twice a day, once a day, that way you won't miss things. Every now and then I will send you a 911 emergency, whatever. I mean, so for example, weather is a great one. Hey, if I can't come to class, I'm gonna send you an email saying, hey, I'm stuck in a ditch somewhere, I'm not gonna make it to class. I'll post some stuff on Moodle, go ahead and check there. That's a message you wanna get before you schlep through the door, right? You wanna see it ahead, so that's what I mean. Post, check your email in the morning, or I should say once a day. It's best if you do it in the morning, but it's really good if you can do it morning and evening. Don't do the ostrich. Does everybody know what that is? Anybody ever talk to you about the ostrich? Does anybody know what ostriches are known for?
Putting their head in the ground?
Yeah, putting their head in the sand. Do you know when they do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, so if you have young ones, whether they be kids, grandkids, or whatever, they've ever played peekaboo, when they close their eyes, they think no one can see them. The ostrich puts his head in the sand and then he can't, it's like an avoidance technique. Students will avoid their email if there are some things that are uncomfortable or they just don't want to hear. And they think that that's all good, it's gonna make you go away. No, it just makes it worse. Do not avoid your emails. Make a habit of checking your email, okay? I had a conversation with a student once that said, oh, I haven't checked my email in 3 weeks. Wow, not a good thing, not a good thing. You will not be successful, I should say. The best way to success, stay on top of your email and stay on top of Moodle. Okay, what else? Any questions? Good, bad, ugly? I'm coming off as a wicked witch of the west, I don't want to. No? I'm hearing muttering. Is there a good comment that I missed? No, all right. Okay, let's talk about this week. Let's talk about module 1. Oh, no, I lied. The other thing I want to show you, overview on Moodle, obviously I already talked about the office links right here, so just click on them for a Zoom link. I can't click on it right now, but if you click on grades right here, it'll pull up all your grades. Normally I would click on it and show it, but some people have worked ahead and already doing it. I've already posted grades for people, so I can't share because you can't see other people's stuff. But if you click on there, it'll always show you grades. So you can see grades in my class 24/7. Anytime, just click there. You'll know your grade. The one to pay attention to is at the bottom where it says course total. The course total is the big one. That's the average of the grades. It's all done the math voodoo for you. Does everybody know the magic number you need at course total all the time? I'm sorry, I should say not all the time. At the end of the semester, if you want to have successful completion and be able to be done with this class and move on to other classes, what's the magic number you need to see at course total? 73.4%. And you think, no, 73, no, 73 is not 73.4. And there's nothing more frustrating to students than if you get a 73% and then it's not successful completion. So pay attention to it. I'm very transparent in the grade book. I never hide it. You will know your grade at all times. And you're in control of that. And if you're not getting the scores you want to get, what should you do? Yeah, come talk to me. I'm here to help you, not be an obstacle, not to be in your way. If you're getting 60s and you want to get 80s, come talk to me. I'll help you. I'm like, well, I'm noticing this. If you change this and start doing this, you'll do much better. Okay. All right. Grades, office links. Anything else on Moodle that you have concern or question, or raise your hand if you're fairly comfortable with Moodle. Ooh, not very many. So either you're not listening or you don't want to participate. Either way, it's a kiss of death. Raise your hand if you feel comfortable enough with Moodle that you can go in and get started on module 1. Juanita, what can I help you with? I don't see your hand up. What are you uncomfortable with that I can clarify for you? Like, what do you think is stopping you right now from going in and working on module 1?
Probably finish the assignment that I haven't finished.
The start here?
Yeah.
Is there something that's blocking you and start here? I mean, like what's the, just haven't done it, just haven't had time?
Just haven't had time and I was gonna do it when I get.
Okay, so you get it, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah, like I'm
Okay.
familiar with Moodle, just.
Okay, so it's just a matter of time and getting her done.
Yeah.
In the words of Larry the Cable Guy, get her done, right? Okay, over here, I didn't see hands. Dylan, comfortable? Ava? Don't help me. I'm gonna get it wrong, but I'm gonna work at it anyways. Nisha? Run, Nisha.
You can just say no.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, do you prefer that or are you just like, acquiescing to an old lady?
That's not-
Okay, 9. Comfortable? Okay. Tell me. Kai? Kyla. That was in the neighborhood. Kyla, are you comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. Raise your hand if you have completed the start here section and you are in module 1 right now. Okay. I'm curious, just consensus, why have you not completed the start here section? I'll give you 3 options. 1, for crying out loud, the semester didn't start till just now, so I haven't even looked at it. 2, I didn't know where to go, but now I can work on it. Okay? So give me a 1 or a 2. For those of you who have not done the semester, okay, yeah, it's okay to have a 1, it's okay, yep, all right. Okay, if you're a 2 and you need more help, let's have you stay after class and I'll guide you, how's that, okay? Yeah, I get it, today's the first day. But keep in mind, everything will be due Sunday, just so you know. All right, what else do you want me to go over in Moodle?
You go over how to turn in the assignment?
Yeah, let's talk. Okay, let's start with the graded activities and assignments. I'm gonna start with email etiquette. Is that okay? I'm gonna not start with discussion because discussion might take a little bit. So I'm gonna do email etiquette. So when you click on this particular email etiquette assignment, you click in and it's gonna open, it's due by Sunday. And I give you some instructions up here. I say you're gonna communicate with me and I want you to practice particular skills. And if you notice I haven't bold, you are not uploading a file on this assignment. Normally what you're gonna do is upload on Moodle. You're gonna upload a file. Not for this one. This one's the exception. On this one, I'm literally telling you, you need to send me an official email through SMC email. So that's the Gmail thing I was showing you a little while ago, okay? And I even give you my email address in case you can't find it or it doesn't pop up for you. Now this video will tell you the same stuff I'm gonna tell you right now in class, okay? So the video is kind of an overview, what to do, that kind of a thing. The instructions are written out right here. So this document you download and then you just open it, it's written out for you. So I recommend you refer back to it. So even though I'm gonna tell you stuff, a lot of times people forget. So refer to that document for what you're gonna need to do. So as this document opens up, I talk to you about email etiquette. And email etiquette is really important. It's kind of like manners. It doesn't matter what field you're going into, you're gonna have to email professionals. And so this is a practice exercise. It's a way to practice your writing skills, but also practice etiquette, okay? So a couple of things. In email, you always want to be professional as much as possible. And people get a lot of emails, maybe not you, but in the professional world like me, it's nothing for me to have 50 to 70 emails a day, okay? So you want to help them out and always put in a subject line. So when you put the subject line, what you're doing is giving them an idea of what this is about so they can categorize it in their head. So always include a subject line. What might be the good subject line for this one? Sure, you can do email etiquette, the name of the assignment, that's fine. Double snaps. If you remember to say email etiquette assignment, and then you put parentheses English 115. Because I have this assignment in a lot of different classes, but then immediately tells me what class I need to put the grade in, right? Okay. The second thing is teachers like titles. Not just teachers. If anybody has a degree, they want to see that title. So if you're emailing a doctor, you want to say doctor. So for example, when I send anything to the dean, I always use his title of Dr. Howell because he has a doctor. I don't have a doctor. So my title would be professor. I am technically, now some faculty are professors, some are associate professors, right? So when you start your email to me, it would be, you're addressing it to Professor Shirey, because you use the title in front of my last name. That makes sense? Identify yourself at the end of the email. Yes, the email always provides the email address from where it comes from and usually some sort of a name. But when you're doing a formal writing, you want to include your name after the closing. It's kind of like a final send off. Okay. Oh yeah, always remember this is a permanent record. So that's just a life lesson for everybody. Your age group has kind of grown up in the world of social media, whatever. I don't know if you are aware of ramifications of that for you later on. What I mean by that is my niece recently went in for a job interview, was doing really well and didn't get the job. She got turned down. She asked for an exit interview, found out she had posted some things on social media they did not really find fabulous. And that was a factor in her not getting a job. So email, whenever you email anybody, especially in the academic arena, it's permanent. Someone's got a record of that somewhere. Even if you delete it out, somebody else didn't. So just keep that in mind. I always like to tell students, don't put anything in an email you wouldn't say to your grandma. I am a grandma, so think grandma, right? Don't use foul language, any of that kind of stuff. Use a polite or professional tone. When we're face to face, it's easy to determine tone. But when you write, sometimes it's difficult to determine what the tone is. I'll give you a good example. Email from a student. Subject line homework. Content said, you did not post my grade. Okay. Factual, right? But when you're reading that, the tone seems a bit disrespectful, right? Now, I'm not saying you got to be all sweetness and light, but you need to use a professional tone. So you could have said, I was recently checking Moodle and noticed the grade for such and such has not been posted. Would you please post it when you have time? And then a simple closing, okay? Huge difference in tone, right? Right. Like when someone says, go get me a water. Or, would you please go get me a water? Woo, totally different approach here. So be aware of your tone. Let's see. Highest standard of English. This is an English course. But in writing, whether it be email, it doesn't matter what it is, you are judged by what they're reading, by what you wrote, and how you wrote it. Good or bad. You can be the most intelligent person, fabulous, but if you are not communicating well in the written form, you can be sending a misperception. So always use the highest level of English that you can. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a horrible speller. And I don't always use good grammar, even though I do this for a living. But sometimes I'm in a hurry, right? And I don't speak with proper grammar all the time either. So I have learned to use some tools to help me. I use spell check. I use Grammarly, right? So that when I am doing the written form, it is correct and I am perceived well. Make sense? Use those tools. Okay. If you think it's appropriate or you're not sure it's appropriate, read it out loud. If it's not something you'd say out loud to your grandma, you need to change something. Okay. The assignment. So at the bottom of this instruction sheet, this is what I want in the content of your email. This is what you're required to put in your email in the assignment. So one, how you personally as a student can make this class either more interesting, more enriching, and communal. Heads up, if you say nothing, you will not get credit. There's nothing I can do. Bam. It's like no positives, bam. Right? There's always something that can be offered by you, right? Even if it's online, doesn't matter. How would you as a person, you're gonna make this class more interesting or enriching or communal, and that means together, you know, like a community. I also want you to include why it's important to use proper grammar, spelling, appropriate language. Why is that important to do this in written form in an email? Okay, and you're ready. And then the third thing is I want you to give me a joke or a funny story about yourself. Just a smile item. Again, two things. One, keep it appropriate. Okay. And I want it to be a smile item. I want you to kind of end on a happy note, right? Funny story does not mean funny, odd, or like someone shared a funny story. I was whatever talking to my best friend on the phone, whatever. I slipped on the ice and fell and broke my hip. Well, I didn't see anything funny about that. I'm like, oh, you poor thing, are you okay? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Funny is a funny ha ha. Not like, I don't know what that was, but that was not a funny story. Okay. All right, that's what you have to include in the email. Now, the email doesn't have to be long, you know, a short paragraph will cover it. Let me go into my email and we're just going to do a little demonstration here. So if you've never created an email, you start with compose, right? Here we go. It's going to enlarge it so we can all see. So who am I sending this to? Well, in Google, if you just start my name, it'll pop up. Okay? So you know you got the right one. Okay, subject, what should I write? Shout out.
115.
Should I write English 115? Sure. Yeah, I would add that on there. I would add email etiquette, and it would help if I spell it right. Hopefully I did. Okay. All right, so I've got my subject line. Well, what do we do? Oh, I forgot something. Sorry. I want to show you. So maybe you've never written an email before. You read the instructions, but take a look at my resources. So these are things to help you. Discussion on the posting guideline. No, I probably don't need that one yet. How to write a professional email. Yeah, I may want to review that to make sure I include this. This is a YouTube video, okay? The other is on tone. Maybe you don't know how to control your tone or you don't know what tone means. You might want to review those as well. Okay, so I just want to kind of review those. Some of you may not need them. Some of you, oh, I'm a professional emailer. I know exactly what the tone is. But okay, great. But my point is resources are there to help you if you want. So how am I going to start my email? Shout out, anybody?
Dear Professor.
Ah, ding, ding, ding. You always start with a salutation. Salutation is like the greeting. Dear, and some of you said that I heard it. Professor, I need my title. That's right. So professor with my last name, right? And then does anybody double snaps if you know what comes next? Comma. After your salutation, you always have a comma. Please notice also, the title is capitalized and my last name is capitalized. And then of course, the dear, the first word. So appropriate capitalization. Now let's say you don't know their title. If you don't know if they're professor or associate professor or doctor or whatever, there are other titles, Mr., Miss, Mrs., and Ms. So those are also considered titles, okay? All right, dear Professor Shirey. What do I gotta write about? Anybody remember? How I'm gonna make the class communal, enriching, whatever. I never remember. So make sure you read their directions. I'm just gonna go gobbledygook, yada, 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 yada. Yeah. Let's say I'm gonna type a million things here. Sorry. Make sure you use proper capitals and periods and everything, right? Everybody know, if you know proper spelling, punctuation, and grammar, use it. If you know that every sentence should start with a capital letter, then let's do that. If you know that every sentence should end with a punctuation mark, let's do that. Okay? You're demonstrating to me that you know that. Okay, so let's pretend I'm done. What's next? Pretend I already included my joke. Go for it, Gage.
Sincerely.
Yes, I want a closing. You don't just stop. Give me a closing. A closing is how you end it. Now you can use any closing that's appropriate. We are not that close. Don't use love. Okay? But something like sincerely, respectfully, best regards, thank you for your time. Any of those are fine. Okay, but they're professional. And then after that, I want to see your name, full name. When I say full name, first and last. Okay. Now it is very helpful if you go by another name. Like some of you, Nye is one. Tell me to use a different name. Great. So sign it with that so that I can make that association. Does that make sense? When you're all done, then you click send. Now, if you don't have Grammarly installed on your computer, you might want to, it's free. Or another trick you can do is do your writing in Microsoft Word, and then do spell check and everything there, and then just copy paste into your email when you're done. Don't forget a couple things I didn't talk about. When you are starting to write in your email, the content, you have Dear Professor Shirey, comma, but that first one is a new paragraph. So indent every time you have a new paragraph. Don't forget that. I forgot to show that. Questions on the email assignment. So remember, you're not uploading it to Moodle. You're literally sending it to me. When do you have to have the email sent to me by?
Sunday.
Yeah, sometime before Sunday at midnight. That's exactly right.
So we're just doing it to your email.
Correct. Correct. All right. Questions on that before I do the introduction and forum. Introduction forum. You're going to see this every week. Forum is another word of saying discussion. Because we have those that are going virtual, some that are in person, and some that are totally online, this is our interaction discussion area, okay? So when you post to the forum, you are posting to your peers and me. As a general rule, I will not respond to forums in the forum itself, unless there's misinformation or I need to address something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Now, this first one, I'm going to try to respond to everybody at some point, just because it's our first round, right? So with all forums, the instructions are usually the same. It's due on Wednesdays. The post is due on Wednesdays by midnight. And the replies are due Sunday by midnight. Almost all forums are the same, in the fact that you gotta do one post and 2 replies. You gotta reply to 2 separate people. It is very important that you read carefully what you need to include on the content of your post. As a general rule, the items in green never change. So your post minimum, the minimum amount, the lowest amount that's acceptable is 7 sentences. That'll probably get you to C level. If you're going for higher than a C, C is average and there's nothing wrong with it. That's fine. It's acceptable. But maybe you want a B or an A, then you need to kick it up a notch and maybe include more sentences. Does that make sense? Replies, the minimum reply to each person is 4 sentences. That makes sense? Okay. Content for the introduction is basically you're introducing yourself to the class and to me. In parentheses, I tell you, now this is where I can always tell if people read carefully or not. Use your name as the topic. So when you go to post, use your name. And then you can complete this activity, you complete this discussion form either via video, if you know how to do that and attach, or you can type it out in written form. Either is acceptable, not always. So make sure you watch the directions. I do not accept video response sometimes for certain items. But in this one, you can either do it video or you can do written. Word of warning on video, issues that students have had, if it's too big a file, Moodle won't take it. Moodle has a limited file capacity. So if you have trouble uploading your video or whatever, it's because your file's too big. So just be aware of that. To obtain full credit for this, you have to have all of these things included in the post, and you need to use narrative form, which means you're not allowed to copy paste and do it as a list. I don't want to see a sentence and an answer, sentence and an answer. I want you to write it in paragraph form, narrative form. You can do this in any order you want. I don't care, however it flows well for you. But all these things have to be included in your post. You have to share your name. You have to share the location, and city and state is sufficient. I don't need your address, right? So if you're working out of Dowagiac, Michigan, or working out of Berrien Springs, Michigan, whatever, okay? Maybe you're working out of Flagstaff, Arizona, I don't know. Include, number 3, include the backup plan that you have. This is the plan you have in case the internet goes down. If you lose internet, how are you going to still work in this course? Because even though you may lose internet, the course is still moving on. But what's your backup plan if you lose internet? How are you going to stay on top of things? What are you going to do? How are you going to do it? Well, think about that. Include a question you may have about this course. You have nothing for me today. As we've talked about things and you move it through, you might have thought of some questions, right? So include a question you have about this course or content of this course, whatever. If you have absolutely no questions about this course, I want you to indicate that. I have no questions for the course at this time. And that's acceptable, that's fine. Share something you appreciate about the culture you were raised in. This is basically whatever your culture is. Again, you can't say nothing. You appreciate something, even if you had a horrible childhood. There's got to be a glimmer of silver somewhere that you appreciate. Now, again, culture is wider than just your parents. It can be your family, but culture is a little bit bigger than that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then I want a smile item. Talk about, or you may show something that makes you smile. So again, a very common item for this is people will post and then they'll attach a picture of a pet or a favorite person or something that makes them smile, right? And but you got to tell me what it is. Again, you're not allowed to say nothing. If nothing makes you smile, I understand you have a very rough life, but there's got to be something. Something makes you smile. Okay. That's on posting. And I'm gonna talk about how to do this in a second. On the reply, when you got, now, you are not allowed to reply to anybody until you've done your own post. So if you don't do a post, you're gonna get a total 0 on this. You gotta post first before you go in and reply to anybody else's. In your replies, you gotta go in to 2 people. And essentially, the bottom line with replies is I want you to be encouraging and positive. And a minimum of 4 sentences. The goal of these is for us to connect with each other and interact with each other. So if all you do is say, hey, I liked your post, good job. How are you building connections that way? Right? It's like conversation. If someone's not engaging in a conversation, then who wants that, right? So be thinking about that in your replies. Okay, so now here's the burning $1 million question. How do I do this? Now let me see, I think I posted, did I post a video? Could it be that I was ahead of the game on this? Because I had this question, someone who did not know how to post or reply. See that right here, information exchange FAQ at the top of our page? This is a discussion board of people that ask questions, and anybody, by the way, can participate in this. So if someone posts a question, you know the answer, go ahead and answer them. Look at that. Somebody asked me, how do I post and reply in a discussion forum? So I made a video on it. So right here, if you go to that YouTube link, it'll show you. But hey, since you're in class today, I'm going to show you now. In discussion forum, for the introduction forum, all forums work the same. You want to post, all you have to do is add new discussion topic. Click into that, a box will open. There's my box. Double snaps for anybody that remembers what I said to use in the subject line of this particular one. Your full name. And then here's where you type your message. Just type whatever you're going to type. Remember, you had to meet that criteria, whatever those items are, and you're going to post here. I don't know, whatever, you know, hello, everyone. My name is, and then blah, 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 finish the rest of the post, right? Now, maybe you want to get extra fancy. So if I was doing this post, I would probably answer all the questions, and then my smile item might be my dog Darla. And she is so adorable, I would want to share her with the world. Share her picture, because you know she's a diva. So when you click here, now again, if you don't want to share any files or pictures or any of that kind of stuff, you can simply click now, post to forum, and it'll post. Okay? But if you want to attach files or something like that, click on advanced. Advanced will open up an extra box that will allow you, see there it is, to attach whatever files you want. And so then you just click this file one here, and then you can upload a file, you choose whatever file you go in, whatever is on your computer. If it's a picture, whatever, maybe you want that beautiful sunflower, who knows, whatever. I would look for my dog Darla. And then you upload the file, and that file will post for everybody with it, okay? Now again, I want to emphasize that's not required that you go to do all that. The only thing required is that you do the message and have everything included in the message. And then you post to the forum. So once you hit post, it will show, and it will show with a name. Now we're going to take a look at this because a lot of people have already gotten started on this. Come on, Grandma. French toast. Won't let me out. It's kicking something. I don't know what. Give me a second. My computer's acting funny. What? The French. It's telling me something and I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, I want to leave. Oh wait, okay. Here we go. Sorry about that. So once you have done the post, it's going to show up down at the bottom. Well, you can see a lot of people have already gotten started on this. It shows me so started by, that will be your name, because that's the original post that you do. But it'll also show if you've gotten any replies on your post as well. So on the right, it will say who was the most recent reply to you, last post. So like, for example, Jarrell, Jarrell doesn't have anybody, but Dre, to me, has already responded to Dre's post, right? So on and so forth. Now, remember, you have to post before you're allowed to reply. The other thing I want you to pay attention to right now is I'm gonna have you take a look because I'm gonna show you this. I want everybody to share the wealth. I want you to try and reply to someone that has not gotten replies yet. I mean, I don't want 59 replies on the same person because that's not connecting with our peers, right? So when I see this happening, what I'll do is I'll go in like this and I'll say lock. So now for Tamia, no one else can respond to her. Same thing for Isabel. I'm gonna lock Isabel. No one else can respond to that. That means, so if you go in and you try to reply to somebody and it won't let you, it means they've already got too many replies, go pick somebody else. Now, I only do this if I start to see them building. Like when I have 7 on one person, I'm like, okay, that's done. We got to share the wealth there. I don't usually lock it at 2 or 3. I am going to do that right now just because I want to demonstrate. But there's enough of us that you can reply to 2 people without having to go in with those same people. Too bad, ugly? Questions or concerns? Issues? Where is your comfort level for module 1 to be working? On a scale of 1 to 10, let's go 1 to 5, because that's only 1 hour. On a scale of 1 to 5, 5, I am so comfortable, quit talking to me. 1, I don't have a clue, I need to talk with you. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5, where are you at? I want hands. Madison? Sorry, Deb? Okay. Yeah, if you're not giving me a hand and I don't see fingers, okay, then I'm gonna call on you. 9, what about you? Okay. Good, okay. So 3 or higher, I'm good. If you're under 3, I want you to hang back because I'm gonna talk with you a little bit more, or you can just ask me questions or whatever. Both of these Sunday by, okay, I want to clarify on the forum particularly. I had a lot of students that thought they had to wait until Sunday to do replies. You do not. If you do your post on Monday, at that point, you are free to reply at any point to anybody, right? The only caveat on the discussion is you have to post first, then do the replies. How many replies do you always have to do? 2. Double snaps if you do more than 2. But 2 is the requirement. 4 is the minimum on replies. 7 is the minimum on posts. Keep in mind, those are minimum. That's to get to C. If you're looking to go higher, you need to do more. The other part of this is I give you a grading rubric on this. So you know how I'm going to score. So let me take a look here. When you go into the discussion forum, it says grade. Oh, see, mine's going to show something different. I haven't graded anybody, so maybe we're okay. No, it's not going to let me because I'm not a student. So this is what mine looks like. But if you click on the grade, right next to that discussion posting, it's going to show you the rubric I use. Now at the beginning, it'll be blank because I haven't filled it out, but you'll see each of these categories. So I look at the post and I score it on a 0 to 20. So there's 0 to 20 possible points on your post. And then I look at your follow-up, 1, and I look at your follow-up 2. Those are your replies. So I grade them separate. Maybe you just do a smack dab job on 1 reply, but you don't do a second. You're going to get a 0 on the second one, right? And then I look at readability on a scale of 0 to 5. That's like how many mistakes you got in your writing. So even though it's discussion and casual, you need to have your writing demonstrate the highest level that you can. Capitals, periods, sentences. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I never hide anything from you. You will see this. If you click into it, mine says grade users. Yours is going to say, I think, view grade. So if you click into view grades, even before you do it, you'll see the rubric I'm going to use. And then after, this is the trick. In grades, it'll show you the grade for it, but it won't give you the rubric. In order to see the grade, after I have done the discussion, after I've posted that, you got to go back and view grade again. And it'll show you where you scored on each of those levels. Now, if I post a comment, I will also post that. You can see it in view grades. I don't always comment on discussion stuff. I usually comment if it's exceptional, something got my attention. Or if it's so severe that you're gonna really need to work on something before the next time. That makes sense? All right. Are you all excited? No, it's almost 2:10. What can I help you with today to make it more comfortable as you're moving forward? Oh, I forgot to tell you how to connect virtually. If you want to be like Angel, Angel's connecting virtually. If you want to join class from anywhere in the world via computer, you simply go to our Moodle page and you click on the Monday office link. Even though the office link says 11:30 to 12:30, I will open it every Monday during our class time. So you can join in our class time at 12:40. And by the way, you don't have to ask me permission. You don't have to tell me. I mean, it's always nice if you give me a heads up, but feel free to just join either way. Okay, I've been recording a super long time, so let me stop recording.